With the deadline fast approaching, it's time to lock in our teams. In today's video, we're gonna do exactly that. Before moving ahead, please do consider leaving a like on the video, hit subscribe if you're new on the channel, and hit the bell icon to enable notifications. The first choice goalkeeper is Robert Sánchez from Brighton. Last season, he kept 10 clean sheets in 27 games, conceding 27 goals in the process. Brighton had the third lowest expected goals conceded in the league, only behind Manchester City and Chelsea. They play Burnley, Watford and Everton in the first 3 game weeks, and beyond that, they have only 2 games with a difficulty rating of 3 or above until game week 8. My backup goalkeeper would be Ben Foster from Watford. Last season in the Championship, Foster conceded just 17 goals and kept 10 clean sheets in 23 games, before getting injured and losing his place to Daniel Bachmann. Watford conceded just 30 goals, which was the lowest among all teams. However, they have kept just 1 clean sheet in 3 pre-season games, conceding 4 goals. If that bad run in front of goal continues, then Foster has a realistic chance of reclaiming the number 1 spot from Bachmann. The first player in my defense is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He didn't have a great start last season, but still managed 2 goals and 8 assists for a total of 160 points. However, he ended the season strongly, with no player scoring more fantasy points than him in the last 10 game weeks. His underlying stats highlight why he is still the highest priced defender in the game. His tally of 55 shots, 77 key passes and 14 big chances created were all highest among defenders. Liverpool have a kind run of opening fixtures with games against all 3 of the newly promoted sides in the first 8 game weeks. Next defender on my team is Luke Shaw. He had an amazing season last year and was impressive at the Euros as well. In the league, he scored 1 goal and provided 5 assists. He provided a further 72 key passes, which was second only to Alexander-Arnold among defenders, and created 7 big chances, which was the 6th highest among defenders. Manchester United have decent opening fixtures with Leeds, Southampton and Wolves in the first 3 game weeks. Next player on the team is Digne from Everton. Last season he provided 9 assists, which was second only to Aaron Cresswell among defenders. He provided 46 key passes, which was the 5th highest among defenders, and created 11 big chances, which was the 3rd highest among defenders. Quite impressive considering he missed 8 games due to injury. The Toffees are expected to improve in defense under Rafa Benitez, and they have strong opening fixtures as well, with only 1 game above a difficulty rating of 3 until game week 11. The next defender that comes in is Joel Veltman from Brighton. With Tariq Lamptey not fully fit, Veltman is almost guaranteed a place in the starting 11. Last season he managed 14 shots, 22 key passes and created 2 big chances in only 25 starts. The Seagulls kept 12 clean sheets last season and had an expected goals conceded of 42, which could only be bettered by Manchester City and Chelsea. They are up against a Burnley side in game week 1 who scored the 3rd lowest number of goals in the league last season. Completing the defense is Konstantinos Tsimikas. As per reports, Andy Robertson hasn't suffered a serious injury but is still expected to miss a few games. With a solid pre-season behind him, Tsimikas is expected to play as the left back in Robertson's absence. He might not be a long-term prospect, but at 4 million, if you're getting a defender who plays for one of the best teams in the league against Norwich and Burnley in the first 2 game weeks, then you really can't ask for more. The first midfielder on my team is Mohamed Salah. Arguably the most consistent player in FPL, he has scored more than 200 points every season since joining Liverpool. Last season he scored 22 goals and provided 6 assists, and his tally of 126 shots, 52 shots on target and 33 big chances were all second highest among all players. Liverpool have good starting fixtures with only 2 games with a difficulty rating of 3 or more in the first 6 game weeks. Next in my midfield is Bruno Fernandes. He was the highest scoring player in FPL last season with 244 points. His tally of 14 assists, 95 key passes and 20 big chances created were the most by any player in the league, while his total of 18 goals and 121 shots were the 3rd highest among all players. Manchester United faced Leeds, Southampton, Wolves and Newcastle in the first 4 games, all of which have a difficulty rating of 3 or below. Next player on the team is Riyad Mahrez. He has been one of the mainstays for Manchester City during pre-season and has scored or assisted in almost every game. Last season he scored 9 goals and provided 8 assists in 27 games and looks fairly nailed on with De Bruyne and Foden both out due to injuries. With City failing to sign a striker, I am expecting a lot of the goal scoring responsibility to be on Mahrez's shoulders. Manchester City face Spurs in Game Week 1, after which they have games against Norwich, Arsenal, Leicester and Southampton in the next 4 game weeks. Next player in my midfield is Ismaila Sarr from Watford. He was one of the best players in Championship last season with 13 goals and 4 assists. No other teammate had more goal contribution than him. During Watford's last Premier League run in 2019-20, Sarr scored 5 goals and 7 assists in 22 starts. During that same period, he managed 44 shots, 10 big chances and created 9 big chances. So he is a proven Premier League player. And at 6 million, if you are getting a talismanic figure for any team, I'll take that any day. Watford face Aston Villa in Game Week 1, followed by Brighton and Spurs in the next 2 game weeks. Last player in my midfield is Josh Brownhill from Burnley. At the moment, he seems to be the first choice in the right of midfield for the Clarets, and that makes him one of the most nailed on options in the 4.5 million price bracket. Burnley don't have the best of fixtures, but under normal circumstances, Brownhill won't be a part of my starting 11 anyways. Moving on to the forwards, first up is Michail Antonio. In only 24 starts last season, he scored 10 goals and made 5 assists. Despite being plagued by injuries, he ended the season as the top scorer for the Hammers. As a team, West Ham outperformed their expected goals last season as they fell short of a top 4 finish by just 2 points. They will look to better that this season, and when fit, Antonio is their main goal threat. His tally of 63 shots, 25 shots on target, 51 shots inside the box and 19 big chances were all in the top 2 among teammates, and this was despite missing 10 plus games due to injury. West Ham have a great run of starting fixtures with Newcastle, Leicester, Crystal Palace and Southampton in the first 4 game weeks. Next forward on my team is Danny Ings. Having recently signed for Aston Villa, he scored for them in pre-season against Salernitana. He is one of the most clinical finishers in the Premier League with a big chance conversion rate of 60% over the past 2 seasons. Last season he managed 12 goals and 4 assists, which was quite impressive considering he started only 26 games. He outperformed his expected goals of 9.5 while he matched his expected assists of 3.8. With the creativity of Emi Buendia behind him at Villa, Ings could better that this season. Aston Villa have great fixtures in the first 3 game weeks that include Watford, Newcastle and Brentford. And completing my team is Michael Obafemi, a 4.5 million budget forward who would mostly sit on my bench. And this is how the team is set to line up for Game Week 1. Captain for the game week would be Mohamed Salah. Since donning a Liverpool jersey, he has never failed to score in the opening game week for them in 4 seasons. I am backing him to continue that run against newly promoted Norwich in the first game week. I have 0.5 million left in the bank. The plan right now is to switch from Mahrez to Son Heung-min in Game Week 3. The additional 0.5 million required for that move would come from downgrading one of the defenders. But for Game Week 1, the team looks mostly set. I might make few changes to it based on team news. I will reveal my final team on Twitter before the deadline, so please don't forget to follow me there. Alright, so that's it for today. If you liked the video, then please show your support by pressing the like button and sharing the video with your friends. Thank you for watching.